Hey guys, welcome back. Robocraft Early Access coverage. This is episode 88. I'm Enigmius, and today, just bizarre. So bizarre. We're here at Pretty Hate Machine. We got 4 new matches for you. 4 matches in a row. And just started recording 4 matches, and this is what we got. And then I stopped playing for a while because I just couldn't anymore. It was too much. Waiting on the Mega here. I thought they said that wheels on the Megabots were like the fastest fastest form of strictly land-based. And then I realized it's because this guy doesn't have a front wheel. He's only got 2 back wheels. So he's dragging his face along at the speed of a tank. Waiting on the damn Mega. That's the name of the game, and everyone else is too, and I'm kind of thinking, I'll start out, I'll just keep it simple, we'll just go with the group and kind of respond to things as they unfold, if they ever unfold. And of course we get all jammed up on this one little narrow ledge. The Mega's dragging his nose, taking his sweet damn time. I swear, I don't even, I'm trying to figure it out, but apparently that's the thing. Now this guy's turning around, I'm just going to ram you, you're not going to move, and then he's going to go back out and he's going to shoot. So I'm trying to find a spot where I can kind of contribute as well, but he's just taking the whole middle of the lane. And this is something that you guys can keep in mind, is when we talk about sharing space. It's seeing this guy comes up behind him, blocks his reverse lane. When you're in a situation like this, where you're using cover and you're going back and forth, into and out of cover, you don't need to be right smack dab in the middle of the lane. You can, go right up against the edge, and that way you're getting the benefit of the cover, as you would, and anyone else who wants to either saddle up beside you and also shoot in that same general direction and also take advantage of the cover can do so, and also anyone who wants to get past you for whatever reason can also do so. It's much easier when you pretend like you're driving a car. You don't drive down the dead center middle of the road. You drive down one side so that you don't collide with the people coming the opposite goddamn direction. It's just common sense. Share space. It's easy. So after all that and finally falling off the edge, I come around here and there's the Megabot and his bevy of healers. Just everybody's shooting. And they're shooting at me now, and there's a promo code because the servers were down. I love that we get the promo codes there. Like, middle of the match, I'm taking fire from like 3 different guys, or I will be if I stop to write down the damn promo code. And you take up this giant banner in the middle of the screen to tell me about a promo code. And that's the only time I'll see it when I'm logged in. So if I miss it, because I'm, actually in a match, I have to ask somebody else what it's for. Which was interesting in chat today because people were asking in chat, and every time they asked, someone would give them a different code. So there were like 4 different codes that went by before the actual real code was given to them, which was fantastic. You see, that's the end of that match. Didn't really feel too good about that one. I felt like that was just a lot of people who weren't really thinking, and really odd Megabot design. Kind of making everything difficult that didn't have to be difficult. So this time, I'm going to kind of stick with the Megabot, but not quite so close. I'm going to give myself a little bit of liberty to move away and do some other things. I don't even know what happened to our Megabot in that last match. It's like our team just evaporated at some point. And I couldn't even get close enough to see what was going on to be able to come up with a reason why. The imagination can keep us going for days and days. Now, this is a case where, the Mega's got to move up and decide where they want to go. We got some people here, we got a helicopter, and this guy, he's got like the leftover from the farming kills with the Megabot bot hover. And I'm just kind of, again, waiting to see what materializes, and they stop right there. They just stop. There's no cover that they can use there. If they want to get to cover, they have to advance to that mountain directly in the top left corner of the screen. That's where the cover is in this area, not where they are. Again, it's, if this was like tier 1, 2, 3, 4, down in the lower kind of things, you don't really expect people to understand the nuances of the different maps, and I don't claim to know every nook or cranny of every map. But when you've got a situation like this where everyone's literally just sitting out in the open, shooting at things that they can barely see, without any thought to cover, without pushing up, without any aggression whatsoever, it kind of sets a tone for the rest of the match. Where, like, I don't know where the hell to go. There's nobody close enough to those guys for me to advance and get clean, regular hits, as I ought to be trying to do as a plasma hover, lending supportive fire. We need all of our bots to be pushing up, and instead of sitting out in the middle of nowhere like this, they should be off to the left side. Get set up in cover, and then when you need it, it's there. You just have to reverse, or you just have to make a small movement and you're in cover, as opposed to sitting out in the open until the shit hits the fan, and then all of a sudden you have to make adjustments. As it just so happens that we spent so long doing nothing that the enemy has advanced to our base, so me, being that guy, I'm going to advance and discourage him from doing so. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, he's kind of running away, I'm gonna, you know, throw a little bit of fire his way. I'm not really too concerned about what he might try and do, because Pretty Hate Machine is just crazy. And then all of a sudden, the entire team has come back. And I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with these people? They finally advanced to the point where they had enemy bots to shoot at. And then the first sign of an excuse to run away, that's exactly what they did. They turned around, and they all came back. And now the enemy has advanced, and now they've got the initiative. They're the ones who are pushing on us, instead of us pushing on them. So back we go, with no cover, off into the distance. And I'm hearing fire from over this direction, and I'm kind of wondering what's going on, how many enemies are pushing through on this side, and what kind of shape our guys are in. And you see the Pretty Hate Machine. It's almost impossible to flip her over on her back. But once she starts wobbling, man, she just doesn't stop. So here's their Megabot. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going for the ground fire, trying to get my shots to land on the ground immediately behind them, and maybe, a couple of the projectiles hitting it in the back, because I want to get to the underside where the pilot seat might be. And kind of make a mess for them that way, but they just kind of pushed right through our guys, and then they turned around and started shooting at me, and I said, nope, this isn't good. So we're going to scale the wall, and then we're going to go over the top here, and there's a guy following me, this guy up here, and I'm just like, I'm not even trying to shoot at that crap. Our entire team is basically evaporated. There's nobody left for them to shoot at, so that's why they started shooting. There's our Megabot. Yay! Look, our savior. Sometimes it's just no accounting. So the next match, you keep thinking to yourself, like, that wasn't, in the grand scheme of things, there were some things that happened that not that great. It could have been worse. We had a little bit of fun for a few brief seconds there, and then it went to shit again. So this one, it could be better, it could be worse. I'm just kind of sitting up here looking for enemy bots to kind of peek out and spot them, so that gives the indication to our team, hey, we've got some bots pushing through this way. And then spotting the Megabot, of course, that's the big deal. That says to everyone, if you're wondering where you might want to consider going, this is it. So some of the weirdest looking bots, and that's great that they look different and stuff. You just kind of have to wonder how long they're going to survive, because this is tier 10 with the Megabots. All the little eye stalks and the pretty little wings holding electroplates that aren't actually protecting anything. That they don't go very far. It's just, that's all I'm saying. They don't go very far. See how the enemy is set up behind the mountain there? In cover, and then they've got some that are directly ahead, and those are the guys that I'm trying to lob my stuff at. And of course, as soon as I start to hit them, they go in behind the mountain. It's a miraculous thing called cover. We haven't really talked about it in the past, but first time for everything. And the funny thing is, when they're behind a rock like that, you can't shoot them. You can't shoot through the rock. So they can basically decide from here what they want to do. It's not a good idea to just now sit there behind cover. I just ballooned some poor bastard. You don't want to sit here behind cover indefinitely, but at least it gives you some time to kind of pause and think for a minute and say, okay, what exactly is it that we do want to do? Do we want to push around in a different direction? Do we want to take our chances and push through? Movement is important. As soon as you get stalled, you're in trouble. We don't want to get ourselves in a situation where we're kind of blocked off from all of the potential avenues of advancement. It's not so much that we're worried about being blocked off from our avenue of retreat. That's the last thing we're worried about. We're wanting to make sure that at all times we're able to advance. And if we can't do that, then we need to be fighting in that direction. That's just basically the way it goes. And they're not really doing that. That was a really tricky bomber to spot, I have to say. You know, give them credit for camouflaging themselves with stars. There's this guy kind of hovering up above there that looks like a copter, and he's doing his thing, but I'm more engaged with the guys down on the ground. Those are the targets that I really ought to be shooting at, because those are the ones that I have the best chance of hitting. Just, you know, one of those, everything works better when your projectiles hit your target instead of the ground around them. And at this point, I'm taking a lot of fire, and again, it comes down to that question that we ask ourselves. What's going on that they have nobody else to shoot at except for me? There's a railgun going after me, there's SMG fire coming my way, and all our guys are down on the ground over there, just kind of waiting to die. They've got flyers buzzing around over their heads. It's not a good scene for them, and in their case, if you look at where they are and kind of what's going on, the thing they should be doing is dashing for cover. I didn't really intend for this episode to be all about cover, but that's what it's turning into, is you should be, you know, if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're taking fire from multiple directions, get to cover. Because you're not going to last long sitting there shooting whatever, going down heroically. At least if you get destroyed on your way to cover, you can say you were doing something intelligent when you died, as opposed to sitting there and taking it 4 different ways. Now we got this guy, the rail bot that's probably useless like that anywhere that, you know, is not 5 bot lengths from your target. But hey, he did the job. He finished me off. Good job, Red Team. Another win. Another win for the Reds. So here is the final match of the day. I'll bet you're about as happy as I am to hear that. There's our Megabot. Doesn't really inspire too much with the originality of the design, but it's a lot faster than the one that only had 2 wheels and none of them on the front. So, you know, give them full credit for that. I kind of like, to a certain extent, the changes that they made to the maps to allow the Megabots to be able to get around, because it makes navigating through some of the spots, like this plateau that I'm on now, used to be kind of a pain to get through in almost anything except for a bomber. Like, if you couldn't fly over it, there was rocks and it was kind of rough terrain. Now it's a big wide plateau that you can kind of stop for a moment, take a look around, see what's going on. And in this case, I'm feeling pretty confident that most of the enemy is pushed through the cave. That's the conventional wisdom. And again, looking at the stream of bots behind our Megabot, and it's just, they went one way and they're already on our base. They're already starting to capture, and our guys are kind of stuck halfway. Makes you wonder. Because you don't get different speed wheels and stuff on your Megabot because you're on the red team. Because as far as they know, we're the red team. Everyone is red to somebody at some point, and everyone is blue every time they go into a match. It's all the same. So how are they getting there and starting to cap, and then you realize, oh, it's their advanced guys that are capping and everyone else is just following along behind. So they've got a railgunner up there, a little bit of Overwatch kind of harassing us. Not going to be able to do a whole lot, provided that we get the offensive bits into place. And then I'm kind of looking at the cap progress for the Blues, or, you know, the R-Bays. And I decide if we have any chance at all at this point, is there's going to be some of our guys over there that are going to interrupt, and there's going to be someone over here capping. And it's basically a race to the finish. And I'll leave you in suspense and let you watch it yourself and find out what happened. In the meantime, I gotta go work on some more videos, so if you want to be notified about those when they get uploaded, you can always subscribe to my channel, and you can follow me on social media for notifications too. Links for those always in the information section below the video. Please leave your comments and feedback. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.
Bomber spotted. Medic hover spotted. Medic hover spotted. Rail 1. SMG hover spotted.